In this recording, we're going to take a look at building a solid primitive model, and we're going to use our Boolean shapes to add and subtract items to create this object shown here. If you need a PDF, that's also in your module. Let's get started. We're going to open up a brand new model, and actually we are going to choose 3D modeling. I'll open it up as though I'm starting over. So let's get started. New. We're going to use the wizard is going to help us. We're going to choose a metric. We're going to create a quick layer. We're going to get our layers out. Okay, layers. We have a new layer that we're going to create. We press the morning sun to create a new layer. We get to name it. Let's call this one as directed, solid object. And let's give it cyan color, and it's set, and we don't have to worry about it anymore, so we close it. Let's turn our grid on and get focused. Let's go zoom extents, kind of see where we are, see where our 0, 0 lies, and let's get started. So we're going to start out flat, and we're going to get our new palette that we're getting used to, which is 3D modeling. And as you know, this somehow always shuts off the underlying menu, so you have to go in and get your menu. Okay, so I'm good to go. I'm going to utilize this first box, and I'm picking out of the basic primitive set of modeling materials, which includes box, cylinder, cone, sphere, pyramid, wedge, and torus. So let's choose box, and we're going to set it down. Zero, 0, but it says position that is near the left corner, so we'll choose that. We can see that it creates that rectangle, at least on the 2D form, and we're going to give it the length. And we're going to go at, and you have to read it down here. I'll turn on my dynamic so we can see it on the cursor. Okay, at. $75, 50. Enter. And then the height is kind of hidden underneath in the text. It's 15. We're going to plug in 15. And even though it doesn't show it, we have a height. We're going to go ahead and get a couple of toolbars at this time. You can't just pick things out as it says in the book, but you might as well start grabbing your toolbars to make things fast. We want to see, let's get our object snaps out. That's always helpful. Let's go get our views. Views will help us. These visual styles. Okay. And on these two toolbars, you can see that we can do wireframe, we can do different kinds of effects to this particular shape. And let's go see our view. We want to look at we chose the visual styles, but what we want is to get viewports. Here we go. The 3D views, we want our home base is southeast isometric. So now we see that we've created a very nice rectangular box, and let's go ahead and create more to it. This time we're going to work in 3D. So we're going to choose a cylinder. The cylinder comes out. We're going to choose midpoint. and you can just the regular snaps. My midpoint's already chosen because I see the triangle coming up, and I'm going to select it. I'm going to take it out to the end, and then I'm going to specify the height. Okay, so I'm going to say the height, move the cursor up and set the direction to 40. Look, I made a mistake because I was supposed to anchor. Let's undo this. Let's get out of here. Okay, so I anchored on this, but I should be anchoring on the lower one. So that's an easy enough mistake that we can cure. Let's do it all over again. Now, so when I push the height up, without going into negative numbers, I'll know that it's going to be 40, and it's going to actually include the entire object. These are two separate objects now, and now we are going to join them with a Boolean operation. Here is your solid editing panel that has join, subtract, intersect, interfere, slice, and thicken, and a couple of other features here. So let's go ahead and choose. First one, we want to solid union, and it shows you that, it gives you that good picture of what's going to happen. So we're going to choose solid union. We're going to make this into one. They suggest click on the wedge and then click on this and then enter, and it becomes one solid object, and we can verify that. Now that we have our visual styles, we can use that to check in on things. Okay, so that looks good. It looks solid. We can even rotate if we wanted to see from the underbelly. Grab. And let's. Okay, so we have to, let's do another one. Go back a few steps. Okay, now we're in sync with the video. We are going to subtract. We're going to take a cylinder, and let's go to wireframe, and in the modeling toolbar, select the center point, cylinder, center point comes up, and then the radius, snap, and select the center of the circle at the top of the solid. Is at the top. Okay, so we're going to choose 15, the radius. We are then going to, in the command prompt, set the extrusion to downward direction by entering a negative number. Let's do negative 50, enter. Okay, so it didn't go in the direction I thought it would. So let's try that again. This time I'll not do the negative. I'll do cylinder. $15. Specify height, and this time I'm going to bring it down because my typing didn't work last time. So this time I just brought it down. It just needs to be past that. And let's go ahead and say enter. We have that, and now we're going to do our cut. We're going to choose solid subtract. Pick the base block, which is now one object. Pick the second subtraction, and then enter. Okay, pick base,